There seems to be a problem with the Zoom with us. Okay, so if we look, I go on the screen, share, and start. What happened, what we saw with our scientists that they do, is when they build the system and build their reactors and they collected materials, there is one thing which seems all of you somehow ignore. What you ignore is that in the box of your work, you have a precondition, condition which you cannot ignore, and that is your precondition to gravitational magnetic field and the inertia of this planet. And you find out there is another factor which you have to work with, which in space is different as you go through different zones, and that is gravitational magnetic field of the solar system.
Mr. Keshe, can you try a different pen, please? That's really difficult to see.
Very difficult to see. I did that deliberately. So if you look at this, in the room which you work, as I said, this is the things which you have a problem with. In a space, you have to consider this different way. The reason you have problems to create certain materials constantly and continuously and then you wait for scratches is that if you start building what I taught you, the gravitational, magnetic and inertial systems, then you'll find if your inertial system is matching of those of near the Earth gravitational magnetic field, you start producing the matters of this planet much faster and much easier. Because you work in a parallel condition. And this is important. So when you go to planet Zeus, you have to consider gravitational magnetic planet Zeus, because the field here gave you gold on Earth, there might give you hydrogen. So you have to replicate the environmental condition that you are trying to overcome. You can create the environmental gravitational magnetic field of the Earth on planet Zeus and still get hydrogen. These are what has to be considered. Then you find out the matter production will come to kilos of gold instead of few grams. You have to convert the energy to matter state. And the only way, one of the ways you can do is the creation of what I taught you, inertia, plasma magnetic gravitational field systems. And in the space reactors of today, as you will see, we consider this. That's why we put that empty ball in a space reactor. That empty ball creates gravitational magnetic field. The matter state which is in the GANs creates you the inertia. And then now you work with the inertia, which is inertia. So now you need to create only gravitational magnetic field. Between the two, you can produce kilos of gold. What is interesting, I would like you to create as much gold as possible. With this, we can stop the wars. It's not that we are interested in it. We want to show how it can be changed. This is the reason I brought what I call the true sense of it. Up to now, you work with filling a gas in, CO2 in the first core, the other thing in the third core, and everything. These are all because you have water in it. And matter plasma condition of the Earth, they are mainly inertia field forces. Once you put the system free, the fields work internally here, the matter field, the strength work here. Now you reach the true condition. Then you'll find out you can produce anything. If you use the very highest speed, but not high, 2.5 to 3,000 RPM, you create that little circle in the middle, the empty gap, without you knowing you created it. But now you put a ball in it, you indicated that it is. Good morning. Would you like a gold ring or would you like a diamond ring? So this way, sorry, Caroline is sitting next to me. So this way you decide what to create. But it's not just what to create. In a space you want to create conditions of. What this applies in the space reactors of the future is very simple. You are here, this is your spacecraft, Mr. and Mrs. Zeus, and this is the sun, this is, God knows, planet X and planet Z. You have the reactors, but you want to go to there. So you use the combination gravitational magnetic field in the direction of the float, position in that way, which matches this. You create this. That's how you go. Then halfway in there, what does she say? Oh, I forgot my suit in planet this. So now you change it to there. And then you want to go on holiday, we go to the sun. That's all it needs to be done. You create gravitational magnetic field of the planet plus its inertia. These are very safe systems when you use a multiple inertia gravitational magnetic field. If you look, read the book number 1, read the book about creation of the solar system. You have the Caroline core, which if you read it, it tells you it could be made of plasma and everything else. Now you understand the plasma interaction of the different materials in the magma of the Earth creates that field inside, and then the magma itself has become the Ganser state, which you have in your cores. And then on top of it, the containment is a solid particle. So if we look in the real structure of the planet Earth, what do we see? Read the book. It says in the thing, the center core of the Earth can be made of the plasma, nanomaterials, matters, and other things. Now you understand why I put the plasma in, because the center of the Earth is a plasma. And it's created by the combination of the materials in the magma of the planet, which creates it. Exactly like when you put your gases, when you split it up, you find the hollow center. They cannot be any different. Now you understand the secret of a space flight. Then, when you want to travel to the given destination, be it gaseous, be it whatever, it has always a gravitational magnetic field section, and it has an inertia section. In your reactors, you create replication of it. You can never end up wrong anywhere. And if you're very good at it, and you get your inertia right, you can land every time on top of the tree the way the birds go. The soul of the bird has the combination of the two. The soul where the tree stands has a given gravitational magnetic field. The soul of the bird connects to the plasma center core, and the outside connects to the condition of the position of uniqueness of inertia where that tree is. You can fly from the North Pole, you always land there, because in that position the brain is locked. You can lock it. You always land in the same spot. This is how when... Yes, Topoli John. Topoli. Yes, Topoli. So, you understand how birds fly. This was one of the mysteries of man. They have a magnetic field. No, they have created such a thing in their brain. It's in a liquid condition, and they can change it. They can, in a way, through their emotion, lock it. That's why the elephants go different routes and come back again. Because they have locked through the inertia to the center of the soul, and then they play with the inertia, which every land due to its construction have a slightly different. They lock that position. And then when they want, this takes them to this position, this takes them to that. Now you understand the mystery of how birds find their home and land on the top of the same tree. They have a combination brain structure which does this, which is part of their soul. The soul of us is connected to gravitational magnetic field of the earth. Wherever you leave us will come back, because that's where our origin came from. The carbon, the amino acid of the man was created from the interaction of the fields of this planet. So it has the fingerprint of the gravitational magnetic field of this planet.